Good morning and welcome to our weekly men's volleyball press conference. We will start the press conference with an opening statement from head coach Alan Knipe, and then we'll open it up to questions from the media.
We finished up last week with 2 games here at the Pyramid, and I thought, like I said in the post-game press conference, I thought there was a lot of good, and both nights were totally different as far as game plan prep and the style of volleyball and what we're able to do. But the thing that was most impressive for me, and this is hopefully something that we see all the way through the course of the season, it's definitely one of our goals, is the transferring of information and training from our practice gym into match play, and seeing some of the fruits of our labors when it comes to our transition, our block and defense, expanding the offense, getting some different pieces on the court. That was good for us. So the goal for this week will stay the same. There's a number of things that I think that we can be significantly better on Friday night than we were this past weekend, and that's where we'll emphasize for the week. At the same time, there's big picture things that we're still trying to work on too, that we're making small amounts of progress on for down the line. Continuing to deal with service pressure on our own gym. You always want to continue to work on your 3-man blocking and your blocking schemes, continue to have our guys have the ability to hit their serve, but also have second and third serves. And then just being able to continue to be as efficient as we possibly can with the jumps that we put in during the week, and make sure that we're aware of that, not have that catch up to us later on in the season. So there's a lot of things that we're prepping for the week. We had a great day yesterday, as we always do on Mondays, setting the week, and today will be a good day for us to get in and really get after it. Tuesdays are always a very highly competitive day for our guys to get after it in practice, and I look forward to that.
Coach, another weekly honor for Lazar Bushkov. He's a great freshman that's looking good for the Big West Conference, but also he's one of the better blockers that we've seen through the year, early part of the year so far. Mm-hmm. But that isn't to say that he also has another middle blocker to work with in terms of Simon Torwey. Have you seen anything that Simon Torwey, who was the nation's leading blocker last year, has kind of shown Lazar in the early stages of the year so far?
Well, I think if there's anything that really Simon has shared with Laz has been, it's more about our systems, our communication, what we're trying to do. As far as the end product of blocking, of getting his hands across the net and blocking the ball, Laz has done a good job of that before he even got here. But getting comfortable with the pieces around him, and then the schemes we try to use in different situations, I think Simon and all of our middles have been and are really good about sharing information, the way we go about our video sessions with just the middle groups and with the coaches. Hopefully a lot of what Simon went through as he switched from an opposite to a middle, that learning curve, hopefully he can speed up Lazar's by sharing that information with him, and he's been good with that.
Your team's full of experienced juniors and seniors, but players like Skylar Varga and Lazar Bushkov have really stepped up as of late. How big is that for your team, knowing that those two can take some of the load off players like Sotos, Clark, and Simon?
Yeah, balance, and whether it be offense or balance in our training gym on both sides of the net is always good for our team's success long term. And also, for the program's sake, it bodes well when not everybody is a senior or a junior, right? When you have some freshmen and sophomores, it's going to give you the ability that you'll have some leadership all the way through these years. You don't have just one group leave and the entire next year's group has no experience. So that doesn't rank up there really high on my list of important things of how I pick my starting lineups or who's going to play. But that's a really nice side effect of when freshmen and sophomores get on the court, is that it stretches out that leadership over a longer period of time.
Coach, we have King coming in this weekend, and that's going to be, I believe, the first team you get to play twice, and it's something that you do most of the time and most of the year. Mm-hmm. So this is going to be your first week to have that team twice and do a real halftime. Yep. How different is prep this week compared to the weeks before?
Yeah, well, it poses an interesting dilemma that you play the same team twice because everyone will make adjustments the second night. So you're forced to make some, and then you're trying to be prepared for what will come. But the other side of it is that you're preparing only for one team during the week also. So there's a benefit in that you're not trying to prep for both, and then you're challenging your team to be mature enough not to be thinking of the Saturday night game and stay focused on the Friday night game, which I think we do a good job at, but it's always an area of focus. But when we have a week like this, we get to prep, we get to identify us first, prep for our opponent, play the Friday night, and then reset for the second half. This mirrors the Big West. The only difference in this is that we're not going on the road on one of those. The second night, we'll switch in venues. But yeah, it's nice. It'll give us an opportunity to do that. And for some guys that haven't experienced it, it'll be a good week for them.
Looking back on the Pepperdine and Concordia matches, what takeaways do you have from those, and what can you carry over this week against King?
Well, I think that I think in both matches, there was times that there's always a time during the match that you're trying to figure out how accurate your information is, your scouting report information, and then you're taking real-time information. The players are taking real-time information in, and they're giving feedback, and they're getting comfortable with what we're going to do in the match. And in both of those situations, when that happened both nights, then our blocking defense really got going. And the communication from the guys was really good about what they were seeing, what they believed, and you saw that with the blocking numbers. So I was really impressed with that. I was really impressed with our serve receive both nights, and then our ability to run our offense. So that Aiden was really good because we kept moving pieces around, and the numbers stayed pretty high, and the production of our offense was really good. I think the last piece would be the emphasis on that every point has significant value and how hard they played all the way through each set, regardless of score in the match or score in the set, and regardless of personnel. And that's been a big part of our training gym and a big part of our emphasis for each match. So those were good. The big thing then is to be able to do it, then come back in, stack it again, and put another week together that you felt like you accomplished the same mentality with a little bit even better execution. And then we're really into that mode of getting 1 or 2% better, which is a big part of our season goal.
Coach, this might be a minute detail of men's volleyball or just volleyball in general, but the two-hand set or press across the net as the third hit has seemed to be gaining steam. We've seen it from Sotos in your team in particular, and then this past weekend a number of teams are using that as an effective attack. How's that? Have you seen develop in men's volleyball? Yeah,
I think college men's volleyball does a pretty good job of I don't know. We're not that far behind the international game. I think a lot of our guys play international volleyball all summer long. A lot of guys that play college men's volleyball are international players. So when those trends pick up in the international game, they tend to bleed into the college men's game is pretty quick. And that's something that has been going on internationally. And, they've talked at the FIVB level a lot about changing some of the rules on how much they're going to allow that to happen. But right now, as long as it's not a throw, you're going to see more and more of those type of plays as long as the tempo of the set continues to be as fast as it is. Serving takes you out of that a little bit. Like, it's good serving pressure and where the pass is high and off the net eliminates some of that. But when teams are passing the ball well and they're trying to keep tempo, or even if they're trying to keep tempo on a not perfect pass, to stress the block and not just take a big swing into a big block, these are different ways to find ways to score points in a million different ways. And it shows the all-round volleyball IQ and skill level of a lot of the players that are able to do that. But obviously it doesn't happen randomly. We push hard for our guys in the gym to be able to have a wide range of shots. And there's certain drills that we'll do throughout the week that allows them to work on those kind of shots. The number one thing is to get the ball past the block. So, it's definitely trained. It's part of the game. It's part of our current game. Will it be part of the game 5 years from now? I don't really know, but these are the rules we have right now, so we're going to push to use every one of them.
And coming into this weekend, you mentioned passing. How much has passing been a good part of this team for you this
Yep.
year so far, and how much are you focusing on it?
Well, you're always working on it. You know, passing and blocking will always be one of those situations that by the at the end of the year you kind of just time out and you want to keep working on it, right? It's not an easy skill. I've been really impressed with how with what we've been able to do as a passing unit, with what Mason's been able to do running the passing core, and then we have some guys who can really they can really pass the ball, and Sky can help us from the opposite spot. We have different guys on the bench that could come in and pass the ball. So it's rare that in any level of volleyball you don't hear a coach talk about the importance the game is about winning the serving and passing battle. So, of course, it's something that we work on. But when you say work on it, what does that mean? Like, are you working on? Are you just working on it? Or are you training float, serve, receive, using different pieces, using your hands versus your platform? Are you using a lot of heat? You getting guys up on boxes and hitting serves at them? Are you letting your second team to serve as hard as they want? Are you using the jump serve machine? And the answer is all of that at different parts of the week is important to us, so we can train different parts of the game to try to be the best passing team we can.
Thank you, Coach.
Awesome. Thank you.